Tell you what, man, this podcast we've talked more than I expected about Jimmy Butler and more than I expected about Tom Thibodeau, because I'm about to get into my next one, which is the New York Knicks have the third offensive rating in the whole NBA, man. Third best offense in the NBA. Definitely did not see that coming myself.
No.
The Knicks have overperformed or outpaced expectations. That has been a pretty sufficient storyline, but I feel like it's getting a little overlooked that this is the third best offense in the NBA. The Knicks. Come on, man. What happened is Julius Randle does this thing where, every other season he's borderline all NBA player, and then the next season he's horrible. It's probably not that fun for like Knicks fans in the organization, but from an unbiased perspective, it's kind of fun. And then Brunson actually was a star in the end, it turns out, right? Which I was very wrong about Jalen Brunson. I thought it was
Same.
fool's gold. Yeah, I really thought, this guy's just benefiting from the defensive attention that Luka draws, and when you put him with the Knicks, I thought that was a big flop. Was wrong. He's outstanding, and they're the third rated offense in the NBA. Underrated storyline.
Underrated storyline considering fucking RJ Barrett's been absolutely horrible too. Like he's
It's a
someone
great point.
if they're gonna be like the third best offense, you're like, oh, RJ Barrett finally became good. It's like, no, he still sucks.
He's actually I think worse than last year.
I know it's
Really,
now that was a bad contract. We were right about the RJ Barrett.
we're right about Barrett. Yeah,
Here's the thing: if you just say every contract's bad, you're gonna be like right half the time.
that's exactly right.
That's
Yeah,
how we do it at above the break. We
yeah.
we play the percentages.
No good
Uh,
contracts.
okay, so I was talking about Jimmy Butler's incredible season. I mentioned he's had a better season than Giannis, and I just think one of the things that's been overlooked is that I think Giannis is still the best player in the league, but I do think him being in this MVP discussion is a little bit odd because he's having a down Giannis season by pretty much every advanced metric. The only difference is this dude is sporting a 38.7% usage rate. I'm a little concerned about that because he's had to handle and shoulder the largest offensive load of his career, and he's lived up to it. He's been one of the five best players in the league pretty comfortably. But with his offensive load and his defensive load that he's had to handle in this regular season, you do wonder how much gas he has left in the tank. And I think it's been a little underrated that like he's having a bit of a down season for Giannis, right? So like when LeBron has a down season, he's amazing. When Giannis has a down season, he's amazing. But we're talking about a guy who, his free throw shooting has been the worst it's been in his entire career, right? His 2 point percentage is below 60% for the first time since 2017-18. And yeah, he hasn't been quite the same player that he usually is over the course of the season. His assists are up a bit, partially just because that usage is so sky high. Giannis is great. I think he's still the best player in the world. I just kind of don't understand why he's in the MVP. Actually, I do understand. The Bucks have the best record in the league, but if the Bucks didn't have the best record in the league, I don't know if he would have the same MVP kind of juice. 31.1 points probably is what's helping him there. But still, I think it's been underrated that Giannis hasn't been the Giannis that we've seen in the regular season the past few seasons. But I'm expecting a big playoff run because he was just he was saving some tricks for the playoffs.
Definitely possible. I think what's happening, you pretty much nailed it, is he's probably the best player in the world, and he's on probably the best team in the world. And so that almost like automatically equals MVP in your mind. But then really it's like that's not really the criteria. And like he's not been the best regular season player in the NBA this year. He's not really an MVP candidate, So I agree with you.